Hi, this is Christina with Treasured Books of Georgia, and I am here with my 33rd journal to do a flip through for you. A little bit of housekeeping. She's 9 inches long and about 6 inches wide with a 2.5-inch spine. There are 2 signatures, and they are sewn in with a combination of glass and ceramic bead. And there are about 128 pages front and back to go through. The cover is Tim Holtz fabric, and it is held together with a piece of muslin that I have dyed and stamped to match the cover, which I think turned out very pretty. It just loops through the beads. On the front, you have a digital that I printed on muslin that I think it just turned out so perfect to match the fabric, and a little tag that says Journey. And I added a piece of black lace that goes all the way through, and then left the back just plain. She is fluffy, but I believe there is room to work. So there, like as I mentioned before, there are 2 signatures, and oh wait a minute, let me show you. It does come with a writing board that I've just put here in the middle, and just did some mixed media on it. But it's nice to have when you're journaling, so that it doesn't push through on the other side. So that comes with it. Okay. As I mentioned, there are 2 signatures, and each one of them is enclosed in a craft cardstock folder. And what I did is I did a little bit of mixing the green and the black to kind of match the front. And on the front of it, or on this one, it says every day may not be a good day, but there's something good in every day. I printed similar to the digital on the front, and some of from the same digital, excuse me, and printed on vellum. And then I just did a little bit of collaging, and this button has a little bit of black and green. I thought that was really pretty. And then there's a card there, journaling card there. Most of the digitals, if not all the digitals, came from Creative Fabrica. I just love their site. And I created like a little mini journal here, just a bunch of blank pages that have been dyed, that you can either take the papers out and do, put them somewhere throughout the journal, or just leave it here. And then I just added just like a little snippet here. And there's a little key charm on that. On the other side, you have a tag, again, that you can put anywhere in the journal, and a little snippet that says, "Trust your crazy ideas." And here we have this, which I meant to unfold. Apologize. This is from Bella Grace Magazine. It says, "The more you love your decisions, the less you need others to love them." And then there's places for you to journal on the back of that. I'm just going to leave it there. I'll put it back in a second. The papers, that are coffee dyed, I did most of that out, well, actually all of it out in the sun. I just find when you do that in the sun, they just come out, I don't know, so much better. I just love it. This was just an old sheet that I did some dyeing on and some mixed media on, and created these little corner pockets. Again, more mixed media. There's a lot of mixed media in this journal. And this one it has a journaling space in the back. And it says, "Magic can be found in stolen moments." And then you've got a little group of, it looks like almost like little stamps that you can put anywhere throughout the journal if you want, or you can journal, leave them there. And this is just from Taperology. It looks vintage, but it's not. And then a little belly band here that says, "Every day is a new beginning." And this is on packing paper that I've done some wax and some mixed media and some spraying. Just let me put that back where it belongs. And you've got a little pocket here that says "Dream," and a little piece of ephemera here. And again, this is Journal 33, and I did some spraying and stamping on that. And again, another mixed media card. And then I dyed this piece of lace, and it says, "Kind words cost nothing." This piece of lace with these beautiful little beads was from an upcycled wedding dress. And then I created this card with the greens. I just thought that was really pretty. And you can either journal with it, or you can send it to somebody. I'll include the envelope. Again, beautiful dyed pages. This is vintage lace, but it's got this little sheen of green, which I thought was really pretty. And then this saying that if you've watched my other videos that I include in hopefully most, if not all of my journals. But anyways, that's there. I'll leave it still for a second if you want to read that. This is a postcard. I believe it's from the 1900s. It only cost a penny, and this was from my mother-in-law's storage unit, but it's got the greens, and it's high school, Whitehall, New York. And the pocket is made from a magazine, and I just covered it with a cardstock on the back to make a pocket. And then you've got a little tag here. Took I believe it was a couple different types of embossing pattern and created this card. And this, it just slips in right there. And then this was printed on newsprint. I just think it just comes out so pretty. It gives the digital just a whole new look, front and the back. And then this is again probably from a sheet, and that I've done just a little bit of stamping. And I did this in my last journal, but included, this is a copy of a sketch that I had done back in 2019. So when I started my artistic journal, I did a lot of pencil sketches, and this is just a copy of that particular sketch. Couple little pieces of ephemera in that little side pocket there. And then just some postcards, little fake postcards on the side, and a little button that says Good Life. Again, more mixed media, and a little snippet that says You Got This. And this I just kind of created almost like a little ephemera folder. So there's some little tags that you can, in a little card that you can put somewhere else in the journal. And in this little pocket, and I just love this this that I created out in the sun. It just turned out just so grungy and perfect. And creating it, I think it was coffee and black dyes and green, and there you go. I didn't want to cover that up. This is printed on newsprint. And then here is our center. It's just some rusty, grungy keys. There's a lot of keys in here. Wasn't intentional, but just one of those things. And the other part of that newsprint. And then this is from a little card from Bella Magazine. She's not available today. The Wildflowers have summoned her and asked her out to play. And then you can journal on the back of that. And I love this little bit of green, I guess it's burlap siding. I thought was really pretty. And again, very grungy. And a couple pieces of ephemera there. This is just a dyed sheet. This was printed on muslin. Just one of my favorite prints with doorway. A couple pieces of ephemera in there, and some stamping, and a snippet that says garden. And look at that! Isn't that gorgeous? And this I just did some not stamping, but some sprays with Lindy's. And this is Journal 33. You've got a little corner pocket with some ephemera there, and again printed on newsprint. And then you've got a little snippet or a little ephemera in there. It says goodness, and then journaling card here and this is all in the back of that, a mixed media index card. And I love this, our little waterfall with antique keys. And in each one of the little pockets is a pocket with keys, or a little card that has keys on it that you can journal on or put anywhere in the journal if you want, put anywhere. And then each one of the cards has a little saying, let life surprise you. Life is a beautiful ride. Good things take time. And let your life be your art. And then I did some spraying and good stuff down the side. And just a little charm there. The other part of that mixed media, again, you can add whatever you want. Again, I tried to leave some stuff blank. This is from not a Reader's Digest, but a Popular Mechanics catalog. This is an actual page from that, from 1935. And this is just a little band from 49 in Market. Isn't that pretty? How grungy that is. Some gorgeous lace. And I used stencils out there. And again, left some pages blank. And here you have an envelope, and it is blank. You can fill that with whatever you'd like. And this is just a piece of material from another piece of Tim Holtz fabric. And it says you only fail when you stop trying. And again, I mixed the green and the black embossing pattern. This one starts off with love. And this is very, very, very grungy and mixed media envelope, and I've left it fairly empty, and you just got a little page here. It says embrace uncertainty. Some of the most beautiful chapters in our lives won't have a title until much later, and there's places for you to journal on the back, and that just fits nicely in that little envelope, a little grungy envelope. I just love those colors. I think they're just gorgeous. And again, this is that burlap siding, or it's not lace, but edging, I guess. Again, another mixed media with some buttons, and I think this is a Tim Holtz, a piece of ephemera there, and a little snippet that says secrets. And then this was from something I had thrifted, and I dyed it and sprayed it, and it's a nice pocket. And I think this is just a journaling. Yeah, it's just a journaling page that fits in this pocket, but there's plenty of room in there. A couple more pockets, a little ephemera there, and a little journaling card here. And it says imperfection is a form of freedom. And then this, I did some mixed media on this material and some stamping. It says always and forever. And this, oops, I won't read the whole thing, but this is again from a Bella Grace magazine, and it really applies to anybody that loves to do journaling, to create them, to write in them, all that. It's just a beautiful little saying here, and I've done some mixed media on the paper. Oops. And I'm going to put that right there so I don't forget. Again, this is printed on newsprint, and I just think the lace just matches it perfectly. Here's our little, I'm going to leave that for just a second. These books, I added these titles, Invest in Yourself and Love Life Every Day. Just thought that was kind of fun. And then created a little band here of like a bookshelf. And then you've got, this is fake, little like a old how you checked out books from the library ages ago. And then I just took a digital and created several little journaling cards with books on that. This was printed on vellum with a 3D embossing folder, and you can journal on the back of that. And it's got, again, a little tie from something that I stamped. This I just took a digital and added coffee and grunged it up a bit. Again, mixed media, and you've got a little card here to journal. Again, mixed media, and these beads, I thought these beads just matched perfectly. And this was from a magazine, and just I created a little card, and it says, to make a meadow, you will need a trowel for sure, a willingness to experiment with plants, and loads of curiosity. And, oh, I forgot, it's got a little tag in the back. I couldn't remember what that little string was for. So, anyways, there's that, and then a little snippet that says, favorite memory. This is printed on vellum, and you've got, I love this. I thought this obviously looks like newsprint, so I just took some digitals, cut them down from like different newspapers, big newspapers, and then this one just says keep going. And again, another little mixed media one, and a journaling card. It says love this. This is some mixed media that I had done on just some packing paper, and you can put it anywhere in the journal you'd like, or you can leave it there. And then you've got a little journaling card here. Isn't that pretty, that color? Oh man, I love that. And then this is from Tim Holtz. And this is just a collection of papers. You can either tear them off or journal right here on the side. A little corner pocket with, I think that's got like a little butterfly and a little other piece of ephemera. Some more mixed media here. And this little piece of material I got from my friend in India. And again, another something from Bella Grace magazine that I just love. And there's places to journal on the back. And then some little cards here in the corner, lots of ephemera, some stamping here, and I left the other side of that blank. Hard, but I did. And then you've got your center one with some very rusty, grungy keyholes and keys. Just took some different cards and added or created, made them little pockets. Left this empty, hard, but I did. And this is just came out of 49 and Market, and I just did some stamping on it. Again, another part of the mixed media. I got a little tag here. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? I just love that. Then you've got a couple of pieces of ephemera here, a little snippet that says secrets. And this is, I love this little double pocket here that I sewed together, sprayed Lindy's Magicals just to connect or create the same colors as the front. And this I ran through my Big Shots embossing folder that's on vellum, and then I put a cardstock on the back. And again, journal 33, and then you've got a journaling card there. And this, I had ordered some succulents, and this is the card that came in there, and it says, in a world where you can be anything, be kind, and then set your mind to it. And I've done this before. It's one of my favorite things to do, is take the strings from burlap and just kind of create this edging with these wooden buttons. And then you've got a little burlap pocket there and a few blank pages, a little card or a little side here that has a little piece of ephemera. And I don't know if you can put anything, oh, that must be just the one pocket. This came from a antique book from 1970s, a page out of there on how to price your antiques. And that goes in that little pocket that says, trust your crazy ideas. And then this is just a copy of a card that I just think is so pretty. And then another tag. And then there's a couple of titles here. I am ready, and I grunged it up because the actual digital showed it was torn. And then I am happy. And then you've got a little piece of ephemera here that goes in this little stack of books. And in this little envelope, this is from my garden. I dried it and then laminated that little flower in there, and the snippet that says forever. And this lace, is that gorgeous? And then another piece of vellum. And then I did some of the, I can't remember, I keep forgetting what it's called. Anyway, some 49 Market, these little butterflies. Then you've got some ephemera, or some cards in there. It says love. And I think we're at the end here. And this, again, was printed on vellum. That green, isn't that gorgeous, that green vellum? It says, I am loving, and it's a 3D embossing. And you can journal on the back of that. I apologize. And this says, celebrate life. And my signature. Thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate it. This will be in my Etsy shop. And I appreciate you watching. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you later. Bye.